Welcome to the weekly astrology video. I'm happy to have you here. I hope everybody is having a good week where you are going to spend some time resting, resetting, and recharging because the astrology is about to throw a whole bunch of stuff at us. This is a busy week. I'm going to try to go through the astrology as quickly as possible. I'm going to give you the word for each day and the phrase for the week. We'll go over everything at the end. Hopefully this video won't be too long. This is your first time here. Welcome. I'm Felicity Fletcher. I'm an avid reader, a hopeful author, and a practicing witch and astrologer. And I just really like doing these videos. So let's jump right in. This video is covering the week of Sunday, July 20th through Saturday, July 26th. Starting on Sunday the 20th, we have the moon moving into Gemini. When the moon's in Gemini, things tend to speed up. We communicate quicker, we think quicker, we move quicker. We want to do things quicker because we are wanting to gain as much information as possible. The best way to describe the Gemini moon is that we want to see all sides of every story and we want to see as many stories as possible. We tend to be very restless because anything getting in our way, we don't like. We want to go, we want to do, we want to understand, we want to communicate, we just want to do. And we just want to learn. That's why the word of the day for Sunday is curious. We are going to be curious about the world around us. Monday the 21st, we actually don't have any astrology. We have the moon void of course, which is why the word for the day for Monday is rest. It is going to be a day of rest. Tuesday the 22nd, the moon is moving into Cancer. When the moon is in Cancer, we care about finding where we are comfortable, finding where we are at peace, and finding where we feel like we are at home. The moon in Cancer brings up a lot of deep feelings that we have to work through, and it also brings up the opportunity for a lot of healing. Physical healing, mental healing, emotional healing, working through those feelings. We're going to really be pushing to find where we feel comfortable, where we feel at home, where we can be ourselves. The other thing happening on Tuesday is the sun is moving into Leo. It's officially Leo season. I like Leo season. When the sun is in Leo, we tend to be more proud, but we also tend to be more playful. When the sun's in Leo, we are much more in touch with our inner child. We are a lot more excitable. We are a lot more energetic. The sun in Leo tends to have this need to stand out. This is not a time to work with a team. This is a time to try to get the spotlight. You're going to have everybody fighting for the spotlight, everybody trying to say their piece because they're pretty sure that they have the best way to phrase something. And it's fun. It's not really a good teamwork environment, but it's not bad either. Life tends to have a little bit more color while the sun's in Leo. This is a time when things start to blossom, things start to really bloom. We start to see a lot of color in the world. A lot of things are coming to light. It does tend to be a time with extra drama. With growth comes drama. That's just how the world works. We can't change it. So Leo brings with it growth, but it also brings with it drama. We just are ready to live our lives with as much color as possible, with as much growth as possible. We tend to be very generous. We tend to be very grand while the sun is in Leo. When you're talking with people who have very strong Leo aspects, they tend to have a lot of big hand movements, a lot of hand gestures. They tend to really be excited while they talk. They tend to really put themselves out there. And we all get a little bit of that when the sun's in Leo. One of the biggest things about people who have a lot of Leo energy that we kind of get when the sun is in Leo is being ourselves. So on Tuesday, we have that Cancer moon helping us to really search to find who we are and where we are comfortable. And we have that Leo sun really pushing us to accept ourselves, to put ourselves out there. And that's why the word for the day for Tuesday 22nd is authentic. We will be living our authentic selves. And we'll be excited about searching and finding and being authentic. Then on Wednesday, the 23rd, we have a whole bunch of aspects. We have the Sun sextile Uranus, which brings with it surprises. It stimulates creativity. It brings unorthodox people out of the woodworks. It's a time of being curious. It's a time of learning. It's a time where normal routines aren't going to work. While we have Sun sextile Uranus, we also have Venus square Mars. This brings with it tension, anger. We tend to lose control. We're very impatient. This is an aspect that happens quite a few times throughout the year. Tends to bring with it more accidents, so please be careful when you're driving on the road. And it can bring a lot of outbursts. We can control our outbursts by really channeling this energy. Channel this anger that you have, channel it into physical activity, channel it into a project working around the house, channel it into a creative project. If you start getting mad and you like writing, sit down and write something. If you like to draw something, draw it. If you just need to work with your hands, just do something. We just need to remember to find an outlet and be patient for those who don't and lose control in the process, who have these outbursts. We also have the Sun trine Saturn, which is really interesting to have while the Sun is sextile in Uranus. So sextiles are more, this is going to happen whether we want it or not. We're going to have surprises. Things are going to be stimulated. We're going to be really curious, whether we want to or not. Sun trine Saturn has the ability, if we put in the effort, to kind of help us work, to do things, to build routines, to reduce obstacles. This is a time where if you put in the effort, you can really push towards goals. You can get things done. You can get things taken off of your checklist. This is a time that is very serious. If we take it seriously, we can have good things happen. And so it's kind of interesting. We're going to be pushed to really go with the flow. We're going to be pushed to be curious, to try new things, to stay out of a routine. But if we put in just a little bit of little effort, we will find that we can produce things. We can work hard. We can really increase our production. We can hit goals. We can also use this time to increase our self-respect, increase our understanding of ourselves as well. This is a really good time to look inward and figure out who we are and what we are doing with it. And that combined with the excitement of the Sun sextile Uranus and the tension and the kind of physical aspect of Venus square Mars is why the word for Wednesday, the 23rd, is confidence. We go into the week, or we go into the day with confidence. We go into the day knowing what we need to do. We're going to come out of it with so much more confidence. We're going to come out of it with new, exciting things. We're going to come out of it with a better sense of self, and we're going to come out of it having been productive. So, confidence. Also, just a shout out to my lovely husband. It is his birthday on the 23rd. So, I hope he has a very confident and happy day. All right, moving on to the rest of the astrology. We got one page done, second page of notes. We got this. We can do this. Thursday, the 24th, the moon is moving into Leo. When the moon's in Leo, we tend to be a little bit more warmer with each other. We tend to be very welcoming of people. We tend to have a lot of grand gestures. There tends to be a lot of drama. But out of it all, we tend to kind of really be able to pull some creative aspects. We tend to really kind of grow, be more grand, be more confident in ourselves. And of course, I just mentioned the sun moves into Leo. Now I'm mentioning the moon moves into Leo, which means we have a new moon on Thursday, the 24th. The moon's going to move into Leo and basically immediately conjunct the sun, which is what gives us this new moon. The specific new moon, there's a lot of stuff going on around it. So it's going to be a very powerful new moon. This is going to be a time of self-discovery. This is going to be a time of creative exploration. This is going to be a time where we have to really look at what is holding us back. What is dimming our light? Leo wants our light to shine. We want to be out there. We want to be seen. What is holding us back? What do we need to do to shine brighter? We will have no option during this new moon. We will be pushed out of our comfort zones. This is a time to transform. This is a time to start new. This is a time where we will have to figure out who we are. We're going to have to figure out how to be our authentic, confident selves. We have no choice. And the people that are going to be fighting on this, the people that are going to be running away from these feelings, this is going to be a really difficult new moon for them. We just have to be ready, and we have to be willing to step into the light. The other thing happening on Thursday the 24th is the sun is going to trine Neptune. This increases our sensitivity. It makes us care more about the world around us. This is a time where a lot of charity work gets done. We tend to have a much broader sense of who we are and where we fit into the world. So we're going to be doing all this self-discovery. We are really going to be stepping into the light. And while we're doing that, we're also being pushed to figure out where we fit in. Where do we fit in the movements that we are in right now? Where do we fit in our community? Where do we fit in the world? Where are we going to be able to do the most? Where are we going to be able to really push and start new? This is a very creative time. And this is a time where we can really stand in the light. It shines a light on who we are. The word for Thursday is going to be shine. We need to shine the brightest we can. We need to step into the light. We need to let ourselves shine. Friday the 25th, Sun opposite Pluto. This is going to bring with it a crisis of self. It's terrifying sometimes when we step into the light. It's terrifying to turn the camera onto ourselves. It's terrifying to press that button that says post. There are going to be times where we put ourselves out there, we step into the light, and we are met with disgusting comments. We are met with brick walls that just want to push us. They don't want to let us see the light. And so with Sun opposite Pluto, we're most likely going to run into that right away on Friday. We're going to step into the light, and immediately we're going to question why we did it. And yeah, maybe it's going to be AI bots on TikTok that just comment a million times about how ugly liberal women are. So go date Mar-a-Lago faces. Anyways, I digress. We're going to run into these situations where we're going to question why we did it. Why did we step into the light? Why did we let ourselves shine? And we're going to be resistant to change, and we can't be. Everything is going to be outside of our control right now. It's a scary sentence to say. It's not something that's fun to think about, but it's outside of our control. The way the internet works, the billionaires funding all this stuff to take away everything that we have that's remotely positive or helpful. All of this is outside of our control. And if we just say, well, things are never going to change, or I don't care, it doesn't affect me, the people that are saying stuff like that, the people that are talking like that are going to be the ones that this aspect specifically just completely demolishes. If you are just saying, I don't care, I'm not going to change, things are just the way they are, this energy is going to hurt. But if we try to be better people, if we don't resist change, if we just understand that things are outside of our control, but what we can control is us and how we react and what we do, this will be a time of massive evolution. And that is why the word for Friday the 25th is acceptance. I am currently accepting the fact that not only did all of my light sources just suddenly go behind the clouds, but right as I'm making this point, helicopters choose to fly right over my house. Acceptance. Sun opposite Pluto, we just have to accept what we can. We cannot resist change. But if we go into it trying to be better, do better, we can come out of it better. It's a difficult day. It's going to be a difficult aspect. We move on. And we have some help because on Saturday the 26th, the moon moves into Virgo, which is the best place for the moon to come in right after a very intense Pluto aspect. Because while it's in Virgo, it's here to help us reorganize. It's here to help us rethink things. It's here to help us build a new foundation. I always talk, if you are looking to start an exercise routine, a new diet routine, the best time to start is when the moon is in Virgo. We're focused on details. We're ready to put in the work to rebuild. And that is why Saturday the 26th, the word of the day is repair. So I'm going to give you a moment. Go ahead and grab your calendars, grab your notebooks, just grab a pen and paper, wherever you want to write these down. We're going to go over all the words of the week, and then I'm going to give you the phrase. So Sunday the 20th, curious. Monday the 21st, rest. Tuesday the 22nd, authentic. Wednesday the 23rd, confidence. Thursday the 24th, shine. Friday the 25th, acceptance. Saturday the 26th, repair. And the phrase for this week is time to transform how we see ourselves. We're going to be searching for where we are at home. We are going to be searching for self-acceptance. We are going to be searching for self-confidence. We are going to have self-transformation. We are going to have a crisis of self. And all of this is going to lead to whatever is next for us. Thank you for watching the whole way through. I appreciate everybody who does. You can always reach out to me if you have any comments, questions, concerns, any advice. I'm here. If you want to support these videos, you know the deal. You hear these on every single content creator. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. But what I ask for is just come back next week. I'll see you then.